What is up, guys? Welcome to my new gaming podcast. I'm Mel, and this is All That Gaming, the weekly podcast where I talk about everything gaming. My sister channel for this is called All That Chat, and I basically go over different topics with that, but it's more serious subjects with that. But welcome to All That Gaming, the weekly podcast where I talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Mel Campbell. And today, for the first episode, I want to talk about the Pretty Protagonist. Now, what I mean by this is there's been an onslaught lately of video game trailers for new games centered around women. And there will be guys in the comments saying, oh, she's not pretty enough. What happened to this person? Blah, 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 blah. And it really bugged me because not everybody can be Lara Croft. The world is so diverse. You know, people of different colors, creeds, races, it doesn't matter. Not everybody looks the same and not everybody looks like a Barbie doll. Everybody has their own uniqueness. And I'm specifically talking about Star Wars Outlaws and Fable, the new Fable that's coming out. So a lot of people, a lot of guys, and some women were dragging down the female protagonist because she doesn't look conceptually pretty. And I'm like, who cares? Because here's the thing. When you play video games, you're always seeing the back of the character. Unless you're in first person, which you just are a floating camera, pretty much. And if you care more about a protagonist's looks than than experiencing the journey of the game, then you shouldn't be playing games. It's fucking ludicrous. And a lot of these actresses who portray these protagonists will do motion voiceover capture and things like that. And I don't care how they look, as long as the game works, because I'm not going to spend a shit ton of cash on a game that doesn't work. That it's a buggy mess. We've seen it happen before. Because here's the thing, growing up, playing the Tomb Raider games, I wasn't a huge fan of them back then. It wasn't until Anniversary Legend and Underworld that I really got into Tomb Raider. And back then, I even thought it was ludicrous that Lara Croft had gigantic boobs and, the triangle boobs and things like that. I thought it was fucking stupid beyond belief. And then to see where we are now with video games, I care more about the narrative than how the protagonist looks. I mean, look at the hell that The Last of Us took. Guys commenting on Ellie. I'm like, she's a fucking child in the first game. And the amount of comments that guys were talking about was disgusting. It's the same with The Last of Us live action, the HBO show. Oh, she's not pretty enough, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't look mature. I'm like, she's a child. And these are the guys that need to be investigated. I'm just saying. It's stupid. And again, I like Horizon and The Last of Us, Tomb Raider, the reboot trilogy, things like that. I care more about the narrative than how a character's going to look. When it comes to customizable options, I get to create a character that is representative of me, and that's what I love about that. But if it's a character that is not customizable, I'm like, oh, cool, she looks awesome in that outfit. Or, okay, let's do this. I'm not like, my God, she's not pretty enough. She's not sexy enough. Because we do see these video games like Bayonetta, Stray Blade, things like that, where the protagonists look over-sexualized. We've seen it with Jill Valentine as well, from the Resident Evil games with the miniskirt and tank top. Try to think of other games. Silent Hill, Silent Hill 2 in particular with Maria. And I'm going to be talking about the Silent Hill 2 remake in another episode. Things like that, where Maria was showing off her midriff. It's things like that. Apparently you have to be incredibly sexy in a video game or attractive, or they're not going to play the game, or guys will find an issue. It's kind of creepy, get a fucking life and touch grass. it's that simple of a concept. If you care more about what a fictitious character looks like, it tells me one thing, that you're single and that you don't see enough women to make any decision. Uh, it's I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, it's creepy. You know, I swear some of these guys are just complete pervs. Because there's mods out for certain video games. There was a news article that I was reading a while back where someone created a naked mod for a video game character so that you can run about as with the protagonist when she's completely naked. It's kind of like that. It's creepy, and it's pervy, even though she's fictitious. But if they can do that with, say, Lara Croft to make her naked, what are the chances that they can do it with younger protagonists in video games? It's pretty dark. And again, I don't feel like protagonists should look, handsome or, fucking model-like, as long as they look real enough and can portray a good enough narrative for the story that they're telling, then that's good enough for me. What I loved about the Tomb Raider reboot is that Lara looked real. She looked like a real human being, Same with Elena from Uncharted. She looked like a normal city girl. It wasn't, big boobs, stylish hair, things like that. She looked like a badass adventurer. And then you've got Bayonetta, who is overly sexualized, wearing leather from head to toe, and then she's got a move where her hair literally takes over her whole body and transforms into a dragon, but it's warping around a naked body and things like that. And then at the beginning of Stray Blade, when you come out of the pod, when you crash land, you're naked at first. It's like a naked suit, and then it transforms into the suit that you're going to be wearing for the game. So, it's that kind of thing. It grates my cheese. It really does. Just play the game, enjoy the story, and again, for a huge portion of the time, you're going to be seeing the back of the character's head because you're the one controlling that character, unless you're using photo mode or something to that extent. But I think it's really disgusting that there's guys and other women out there bashing how a woman looks in a video game or in a TV show or in a movie. If you think that you can do a better job at looking good or looking a certain way, then please do so, because at the end of the day, you're going to be just as criticised for how you look. And that's just how it works. So, yeah, it's that sort of thing behind the whole Pretty Protagonist. It's really ridiculous. And the same goes for TV shows and movies as well. Women are always getting bashed about how they look, in certain things. Oh, they're not dressed sexy enough. Oh, they're too conservative enough. Oh, that doesn't really suit them. Oh, what kind of makeup are they wearing? Just leave them the fuck alone and let them do their jobs. And same with the Pretty Protagonist. I don't care how a character looks in a video game. I really don't. As long as the story is good and the game is good overall, that's all I care about. I want an experience, and I want to enjoy the journey, with these characters. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. This was just one big rant. I'm sorry, but I had to talk about it. It's a good discussion to have though, because when it comes to this sort of narrative for female protagonists in video games, they seem to be getting dragged through the dirt lately. And when it comes to like customizable characters in RPGs and things, they can't say much because the character is representative of you. And even if you're a live streamer on Twitch or YouTube and you are showing the character creation on your channel, chances are people are going to be ridiculing how your character looks in the comments. And you'll be like, and as soon as you sign off, you'll be like, oh, why were they criticising my character? Now I've got to make a new one. Oh, there was nothing wrong with my character. She's perfect. He's perfect. Blah, blah, blah. You don't like it, do you? It's funny how your reaction is different when the shoe's on the other foot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of it. And I'm going to see if I can try and get some guests on All That Gaming. I do have a few friends who play video games and things like that, and there are huge topics that we can discuss. So yeah, I will see about getting that done. And also looking to get guests for my sister channel, All That Chat. And I am going to be bringing back my news show for my gaming side of things and my other news show. So I'm keeping myself busy. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and cause this was just a pilot episode, so it's not that great. But I will hopefully be making more episodes as we go along. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been your host, and I hope you have a good day. Sorry. I hope you have a good day. Please take care of yourselves and stay safe. I've been your host, Mel Campbell, and you've been watching and listening to All That Gaming. Bye.